If you've ever wondered how to get a 10 out of 10 ChatGPT prompt in just minutes, the good news is you don't need to become some sort of AI expert to do it. In fact, once you understand the few pieces of information ChatGPT actually needs from you, you can start writing much better prompts almost immediately. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 simple things I include in a prompt to get much better answers. And I'll show you how to put them together without writing one of those enormous prompts that looks more complicated than the answer that you're trying to get out of ChatGPT. My name's Gordon. Hello there. If you'd like to take that a little further, I've also put together a free on-demand affiliate marketing masterclass that shows you how AI can help you build an online income. There's a link below this video where you can register for that. But don't disappear just yet, because there's one thing about prompting that I think a lot of people get completely wrong. They assume a better prompt has to be longer. It doesn't. And I'll show you why in just a few minutes. So let's start with probably the biggest misunderstanding of all. A lot of people approach ChatGPT as though they're using Google. They ask it a question, they expect an answer, and if the answer doesn't quite fit what they wanted, they assume ChatGPT has not done a very good job. But I think there's a much better way of looking at it. Imagine, for example, you've just hired somebody to renovate your house, and you simply walk in and say, "Build me a kitchen." Well, what sort of kitchen? How big do you want it to be? What sort of budget do you have? Who's going to use it? Do you want something modern, traditional, luxurious, family friendly? There are dozens of things they could reasonably ask you before they start, because without that information, they're going to have to make some guesses. ChatGPT is much the same. If you give it a vague prompt, it has to fill in the gaps all by itself. And sometimes it will guess exactly what you mean, and other times you'll look at the answer and wonder what on earth went wrong. So if you've ever thought ChatGPT isn't very good at this, before you give up on it, have another look at what you actually asked it to do. Now, there are 5 things I'd like you to think about when I'm putting together a good prompt. You won't necessarily need every single one every single time, but if you're not getting the results that you want, there are 5 places I would look. The first one is simply your goal. What are you actually trying to achieve with the prompt that you're writing? Let's say you ask ChatGPT, "Please write me an email." It can certainly write you an email, but it hasn't got the faintest idea what you want that email to accomplish. Instead, you might say, "I want you to write me a friendly email that encourages one of my customers to book a consultation." That's not much longer, is it? But now ChatGPT understands where we're going. It knows that we're not writing an angry complaint, we're not chasing an unpaid invoice, and we're not inviting Aunt Mabel for Christmas lunch. We've given it a goal, and immediately it has fewer things to guess. The second part of this is context. And this is really just the background information that you'd naturally give to another person if you were asking them to help you. Who are you? Who are you talking to? What's happening? What does the other person already know? What's important about the situation that you're describing? Look, here's a really simple example. You could ask ChatGPT, "Write a Facebook post," and you'll get one. But compare that with, "I'm an affiliate marketer helping people over 50 learn how to build an online income. I want a friendly Facebook post introducing complete beginners to ChatGPT." We've hardly written War and Peace there, but you've given ChatGPT enough context to understand who we are and who we're talking to. And that removes a lot of the guessworks. Step 3 is something I think a lot of beginners overlook, and that's giving ChatGPT a role. That's ROLE, not ROLL. You can actually tell it what sort of person you want it to be while it's helping you. You might say, "Act as an experienced YouTube scriptwriter." You could say, "Act as a patient teacher explaining to somebody who's never used AI before what it is. You're effectively saying, I want you to look at this job from this particular point of view. And that can change the language it uses, what it concentrates on, and even the sort of examples it will give you through the reply. Now, we've told ChatGPT what we're trying to achieve, we've given it some background, and we've told it what role we'd like it to play. The fourth part of this is the task itself. This is where we tell it clearly what we actually want it to do. Rather than saying something broad like, help me write something about ChatGPT, we can give it a few straightforward instructions. Write an introduction, give me 3 practical examples, keep it under 300 words, and finish with a simple call to action. That's really all we're doing. We're breaking the job into a few clear instructions so ChatGPT doesn't have to work out what we mean. And you'll probably notice a theme developing here. None of this is particularly technical. We're simply having a clear conversation. By the way, if you're looking at this from the point of view of building an online income, that's exactly why we created the free on-demand affiliate marketing masterclass I mentioned earlier. This isn't about becoming an AI expert. It's about looking at practical ways you can use tools like ChatGPT as part of a real affiliate marketing business. So if that interests you, you'll find the registration link below this video, and you can have a look when we're finished here, not before. Right, we've got one more part of our prompt to deal with, and it's one that gets forgotten surprisingly often. That's the output. In other words, what do you actually want the answer to look like? Do you want bullet points? Do you want a checklist? A table, an email, a Facebook post, a YouTube script, step-by-step instructions? Don't make ChatGPT guess for you, just tell it. You might say, present the answer as a numbered checklist written for a complete beginner. There's a step. Again, that's one short sentence. But now ChatGPT knows not only what information you want, it also knows how you want it presented and who it's for. So let's bring the whole thing together, okay? We've got the 5 main areas: goal, context, role, task, and output. So here's an example using this very subject. I want to create a YouTube script that teaches beginners over 50 how to write better ChatGPT prompts. Act as an experienced Australian educator writing an engaging 8-minute script using simple language, practical examples and gentle humour. Format it with a strong opening, clear sections, natural transitions and a call to action. That's it. And have another look at it, because this is the point I promised we'd get to earlier. That's not an enormous prompt. You don't need a prompt that's 3 pages long. You don't need to learn a strange new language, and you certainly don't need to call yourself a prompt engineer. What you need is enough information to remove the ambiguity. That's really the trick. Specificity beats length, and that's not easy to say. A short prompt that clearly explains what you want can produce a much better result than a huge prompt filled with information ChatGPT doesn't really need. And I think that's particularly important when you're starting out, because there's an awful lot of information online that can make using AI seem much more complicated than it really is. You don't have to master everything at once. Start with these 5 things. Think about your goal, give ChatGPT some context, tell it what role you want it to take, explain the task, and tell it how you'd like the answer presented. You might not need all 5 every time, but when the answer matters, and particularly when ChatGPT isn't giving you what you expected from it, those 5 things give you a very simple way to work out what's missing. Now, before we finish, if you'd like to take what you're learning about ChatGPT and see how you can actually apply that AI usage as part of building an online income, don't forget about my free course, the On-Demand Affiliate Marketing Masterclass, which you can watch in your own time by clicking the registration link straight below this video. So if there's one thing I'd like you to take away from today, it's this. Getting better results from ChatGPT isn't about learning clever prompts or technical language. It's about giving ChatGPT enough information to understand what you're actually asking it to do. Goal, context, role, task and output. Keep those 5 things in mind and you'll find that your conversations with ChatGPT become a lot more useful and probably a lot less frustrating as well. Now, knowing how to write a good prompt is one part of getting better results from ChatGPT, but there are also some mistakes you can make that become particularly important when you're trying to use ChatGPT for affiliate marketing. I've covered 5 of the biggest ones in my video. Most people don't make affiliate sales with ChatGPT. 5 AI mistakes to avoid in 2026. That's the video appearing on your screen right now. Click on that and have a look at those 5 mistakes, because avoiding them together with what we've covered today will help you get much more out of ChatGPT. I'll see you over there.